I've been asked to talk about Dr. Kizza Besigye, but I don't find myself good enough because I only met him 30 years ago. And I'm sure before 30 years ago, he had impacted many people. Because he had family, he had schoolmates, he had political friends, he had military friends in the bush, he had friends in the Constituent Assembly, he had friends in NRM, in NRA, in NRC, he had friends. Many of them are gone. Many of them don't want even to associate. They don't want even to be reminded. I reminded one in a very difficult circumstance when Doctor was at the High Court and the Black Mamba had attacked us in the court. And I reminded that then Tinye Fonza, that weren't you friends. He reminded me that no, Dr. Besigye was my best man. And that's when I stopped talking, because I could not understand a best man of a person being treated like trash. It was too much for me. But yes, he had them. Many who, in the quiet of the night and the day, they'll tell you stories about how he saved their lives, how they almost removed their eyes, removed their legs, or carried them to the grave if it hadn't been for Dr. Besigye. But it's no longer fashionable to associate with him. It's not. So thank you once again for showing up. I wasn't there in the bush, but I'm told it wasn't a disco. It wasn't a chaise. I wasn't there. The late Honorable Kazora used to tell me stories about that, how they stole people's cassava, how villagers kept them alive. Those stories are all forgotten, long forgotten. At the burial of the Honorable Kazora, somebody did say, Avom Chishaka. And the kids said, we don't want to know. Go to hell with your Kishaka. It is a forgotten part of our history. That loss of collective memory is so painful, because it was also at that burial that an elder pointed that there was somebody from that village, that one from that hill, somebody from the other hill. They had all gone to the Kishaka to fight to bring us where we are. People's children in their prime lives. One of which was retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye. While I'm covering myself comfortably in my bed at night, I keep wondering, does he have bed sheets?
Wow.
In Luzira? Because he's not anywhere else, he's in Luzira. Just for clarity. When the priest was talking about that he's somewhere, if you're not aware, you could think he's dead. Not yet. He is in Luzira, stuck in a room. And for us who go to visit, I hope you have visited him. You have found time to visit him. If you haven't yet, please do. Whenever I go and look at and have to talk to him on phone across a glass barrier. I come home distraught, because I wonder, what did he fight for? Whenever they are carrying him, like Joseph Kony just showed up on the street, I wonder why he wasted his intellect. And when people are cruising in Rolls Royces and Penconis, in bulletproof cars, I wonder whether this is what kept you in the bush. I keep wondering. That part will be best said to the people who were there. I've only said what I heard from people who were there. Then there is a Dr. Besigye, the doctor. Not a witch doctor, not a traditional doctor, but a man from very far away, probably traveled by Rukunjiri night bus all the time to be in time for his education. That he joins Makerere on merit, spends 5 years in medical school. Those days, guys who were in Galloway were really guys, But you remember Galloway? Yeah. You forget these bush shacks that you find at Malago today, but Galloway was Galloway. That was the accommodation of people with brains who had walked onto the platform of knowledge, and you could believe them even as interns. So to the professional, to the medical profession, you have a colleague, an accomplished colleague, who's rotting in prison at 70 years. He could be part of the required expertise to save lives, but is happily locked away from the rest of us in society. I know how many people have been recommended for further medical attention by him, who owe your lives to him, but who won't acknowledge him. Many of us, those I know and those I don't know, have walked to his home in Kasangati, have come here and elsewhere to ask for free medical advice. And he has happily done so. He has recommended you to his colleagues that he worked with in Aga Khan at no cost. For those who are here, thank you for acknowledging him. There's the Dr. Besigye, the military man, who actually never applied to be a military man. Circumstances forced him to be in the military. And for all his work, he could only be a colonel. Well, you can see fast-tracked kids, these plant kids, Major Generals, General Nankana. But yours truly is a colonel, and colonel has become part of his name.
They would have actually.
Colonel has become part of his name. So we only stuck to meetings until we discovered a happy soul, a friendly man in Dr. Besigye. In 1999, Dr. Besigye authored a document on his reflections of what was going on. In the NRM, he had been in NRA, he had been in NRC, and he had also been a political commissar, meaning the political ideologue of any political ideology. He told us about how he was in charge of setting up the first local councils, resistance councils. He made many friends. He made many enemies as well. Because from his reflections in 1999, he recounted how the NRM was being manipulated. The broad-basedness was being manipulated. And how the politics was being manipulated. That brought him lots of trouble. And since then, the story hasn't changed. He has been in and out of prison. He has been to exile. And so, whenever I think of Dr. Besigye, I can only define him as an involuntary unifier. A unifier. And he has unified us. Welcome. My stubborn brother, welcome. You know yourself. Knocking. He is the involuntary unifier. And he has been at it for so long, to the point that he has gotten me mad. But whenever I think of myself, I say, who am I to be so angry with the world, to be so angry with colleagues? If Dr. Besigye hasn't been collecting us all the time, because he has seen far beyond what we were able to see in the start. You can call him a prophet if you're religious, because for all the things that he told us, they have come to pass. I had a very difficult week 20 years ago when I was asked, when I was to be in the advance team to meet him in South Africa, where he had gone to exile. And the place was called Krugersdorp in South Africa. I carried the weight of an expectant nation to Dr. Besigye, and up till today I have not answered many of the questions that he put to me, together with the Honorable Professor Maurice Odengalatigo, who were we. Dr. Besigye's political encounters includes more than me, more than you. We have the living and the dead. Among them, Dr. Kigundu, Dr. Kigundu, Garuda, Sanjuba, and many, many more. If I was to give you the list, you would not celebrate this birthday. But in their honor, we want to thank Dr. Besigye for gathering all of us at that time and continues to gather us at great personal cost. Great personal cost. For sure, the biggest thread of his life is patriotism. When he could have chosen comfort, because it's not like an equivalent. You know, there's equivalents all over the place. the academic equivalence. Equal to what? What is a doctor equal to? When he could have chosen a very polished career and earned millions from it, removing your teeth, removing your rectum, appendicitis. When he could have removed your eyes, amputated your legs, and whatever else medical doctors do, he chose to support the struggle for freedom. He told me a story. He told me a story of his encounter in South Africa with so many governments, so many. You can't believe how many. But everywhere. Asking him this, that, he could have chosen to be something else. But when we asked him to come home, he did. And thank you all for staying around him. Thank you all for coming today. And please continue coming. Finally, what we should take from here is that he's asking us that what lies ahead of us is worse than what lies behind us. And that our call of duty is to work together. We've tried everything. We've quarreled. Hey, guys, we've disagreed. Now we have shown that we are cleverer than him. What haven't you done to him? But he still calls us. That this country is crying out for us. Happy birthday, retired Colonel Dr. Phillips.